A weapons system that requires ammo is a pretty difficult thing to do, which is why I'm making this video. Hopefully it'll help a lot of you guys out. It goes without saying why this will be useful, but let me just show you what I'm going to be showing you guys. So if I turn off my camera like that, you see in the bottom right, we have assault rifle, 30 out of 100. The 30 is how much ammo is in the clip. The 100 is how much ammo we have in the reserves. If I press triangle, swaps the weapon to the pistol. Again, 10 is how much in the clip. 100 is how much in the reserves. So if I shoot, let's go to 20. I have 20 bullets out of 30. And if I reload, puts us back up to 30, and it takes the 10 that was missing out of the reserves. So now it's 30-90. If we shoot all the way down to 0, it's going to subtract 30 from the reserves and add 30 to the clip. Like that. Now let's just do that again. Okay, and let's go to that. Okay, so now we have 20 in the reserves. If we need more than 20 bullets, so right now, if we pressed reload, it would give us 30 in the clip. Now, we need 21 bullets, but we only have 20. It's going to give us the 20 bullets we have. So it'll put us to 29. See, that right there is why ammo systems are difficult, because you're not just refilling the clip. If you don't have enough bullets, you only put the bullets that you have left. And obviously, same with the pistol. And I have this set up to where it remembers both weapons. Another thing, if we reload and swap weapons, it cancels the reload. And I think that covers everything. Oh, and then obviously if you couldn't tell, you probably couldn't tell, the pistol is semi-auto and the assault rifle is auto. So with auto, you can hold down the trigger. With semi-auto, you have to keep pressing the trigger. That and a couple of other things you're able to customize with this setup. So let's just get into it. Let me show you how I made this. I'm not making it live. This is a pretty advanced thing, and making it live would be very, very difficult. This will get pretty involved because this is not a simple build. So buckle up. The way I designed this was to be modular in a sense. You can see how all of this stuff is transmitted. The reason I did that was so that this logic was universal. It's kind of like a function. Nothing is hard-coded in this, for the most part. So let's just, for example, let's go over shooting. Let's go over, so we press R1. And I didn't say this earlier, but hopefully it's obvious. This scene is remixable. The link is in the description. I would highly recommend remixing it as opposed to trying to build it from scratch. Or just watch the video to learn stuff and then build it from scratch. Do whatever you want. Okay, anyway. So for example, bullets and clip. It takes the ammo and clip and checks if it's greater than 0, right? Because you can't shoot if you don't have any bullets. Notice how this doesn't say like pistol ammo or something. This just says ammo in clip. Why? Again, it's because I made it not hard-coded. I made it modular. So whichever gun, so this should not be gun 1. This should say pistol. That's my bad. Or actually, isn't this assault rifle? So this should say assault rifle. Making it say gun 1 and gun 2 is kind of confusing because this is assault rifle, right? And wait, yeah. And this is pistol. And you can have a ton more guns. You don't have to swap the guns like this. But anyway, whichever one of these chips is on is the one transmitting ammo in clip. So yes, this variable is hard-coded because that's how all variables are in Dreams. Like gun 1, it's named gun 1 ammo in clip. And that's transmitting because this is the current gun. If I play and press triangle, now this is the current gun. But anyway, the current gun is transmitting ammo and clip. So whichever gun I have, it doesn't matter what gun I have, I use the same exact shooting logic and reloading logic. A naive way to do this, no offense, would be the reloading logic would be in every single gun chip. And possibly you would, I mean, that's the first thought, right? That's why it's called the naive way. It's the first way you would think of doing it. But that's not good. Not reusing logic, copying the logic is not good. So because I do it this way, because I transmit all of the data of the current gun, so whether it's automatic, time between shots, reload speed, clip size, ammo and clip, ammo and reserves, I'm able to reuse the logic. That is the main concept of this that I want you guys to get. Now, let's go through how this actually works. I guess we should go over this first. What is in a gun? What is in a gun chip? And again, the current equipped gun is the chip that is powered on. Right. So we have the name. We have the sound. So this, when the gun is shot, it plays this sound. Whether or not it's automatic. So this is transmitted through is automatic. It's either 0 or 1. So this could probably be a tag instead of a transmitter, but you could have a system. Maybe you have a burst shot. Maybe you have like a burst fire mode. You would be able to transmit the number 2, 3, 4, and then use that number to shoot bursts instead of just whether it's automatic or not. But I did not. That's homework for you guys if you want it. Anyway, time between shots. So this is the time. This is how fast you can shoot shots. It's not fire rate. It could have been fire rate, but fire rate requires it's like bullets per second. Time between shots is just easier to understand. So every 0.1 seconds you can shoot a shot. You can do 0.5 per shot, or that was 0.4, but reload speed. So this is just how long it takes to reload. Clip size. This is the max clip size. So your clip or magazine, I don't know what it's called. I don't care. Is like how many bullets you can shoot before you need the reload. You can reload even if you don't have 0, but And then this is ammo in clip. So this is how much ammo you currently have that's ready to shoot. And then ammo in reserves. So this is the ammo that is taken when you reload. And then when you have 0 in reserves, you can't reload. And then what is this? So this keeps it even more modular. Change ammo in clip. Change ammo in reserves. This is directly hooked into a adder to the gun and ammo and gun, so the gun 1 ammo and clip and gun 1 ammo and reserves. So whatever number I put into this, it will add or subtract. I mean, it'll add. You can put a negative number in, but it'll add to one of these two values. So this prevents me needing to put a variable modifier in every single, for every single gun. I just hook into it through a universal wireless receiver. If that doesn't make sense, you'll see what I mean later. But that's what's in a gun. Now, how about the gun switching? I did my gun switching extremely simple. It's just a demo, so I set it up the easiest way I could think of, which is just a selector that every time you press triangle, it swaps the value. Didn't have to be a selector. It could have been just a toggle, but because I did a selector, it would allow me to add a third one. And this would work. This would work. I could change the name and it would work perfectly. I don't want to do that though. Yeah, so this does not allow you to pick up new guns and swap them out. You'll have to figure that out, or I'll just make another tutorial. But this tutorial is not on gun swapping, so I did this as simple as possible. But again, the way I set this up, it'll allow you to implement whatever gun swapping you want to do. Again, you just have to power on the gun chip somehow. And that is your active gun. Okay, so Oh, and then when you swap a weapon, this is important, actually. When you swap a weapon, so when you change weapons, this outputs. And currently I use it to cancel reloading, because if you're swapping weapons while reloading, that the reload should stop. That just makes sense. Bad things will happen if you don't. Okay, and that is the guns. All right, those are the gun chips. All right, let's go over the HUD really quick. This is just the instructions. We're getting the ammo and clip. So we take whatever the active gun is, and we grab its ammo and clip, and we grab its ammo and reserves and display it like this. It's behind my camera, so yeah. And then we display the title. The title is displayed here. Remember? All right. Let's turn the camera back on. That's the wrong one. There we go. Yeah, so that's the HUD. Do whatever you want with that. But now to the main event, the manager. So this is what does the math. So let's go over shooting first. That's the more straightforward one. Even though it has more chips, it's the more straightforward one. So we press R1. Obviously, this could be any button. And we basically, so I've laid it out like this. You don't have to, but it's very organized. All right. I'm trying to get you guys in good habits. It's very organized. Each chip does its own thing. You'll see what I mean. So we press R1. Then what? Signal goes through this node. That's just for neatness. Signal goes through this chip. What happens in this chip? Ammo and clip greater than 0 powers this node on. Checking if the bullets are if there's bullets in the clip. If there are, again, if the ammo and clip is greater than 0, this node is powered on, allowing the R1 signal, the shoot signal, to pass through this node and continue on to, are you currently reloading? If reloading progress, which is a value from 0 to 1, is equal to 0, you can continue shooting. So the shoot signal will continue through. If it's not equal to 0, which means you are reloading, if the reloading progress value is greater than 0, which means again you're reloading, this node is off and it does not allow the shoot signal through. Okay, so so you're not reloading and you have more than 0 bullets. Are you automatic? So this is relatively complicated. The signal will go through regardless, but it'll go through differently whether or not it's an automatic. So again, automatic means you can hold down the trigger and it will continuously shoot at the maximum fire rate. Semi-automatic or not automatic means you have to press it over and over and over. You'll hold it, it only shoots once. So here we go. Is automatic, it's a value either 0 or 1. If the value is 0, the active port will be A. If the value is 1, the active port will be B. Let's say the value is 0. It is not automatic. The active port is A. It powers on this signal manipulator, which just turns this input, the shoot input, into a pulse. Let's say you are automatic. It just passes the signal through. Now what? This is a throwback to one of my very old tutorials, the cooldown tutorial. This takes the signal and only allows the signal through if this timer is finished. So this is how this works. We're grabbing, the time between shots is our fire rate, right? So let's say it's 0.1. This is a 0.1 second timer. Nothing is in the start timer input, so it will automatically play up. Once it finishes, it'll just stop. It'll stay finished. It will not reset, but it'll power on this node. So this node is now powered on. A signal comes through. It both continues through this node and resets the timer, turning the node off. When the timer resets, it will automatically play up because, again, nothing is in the play input for whatever the time is of the current gun, which in our case is 0.1 seconds. So every 0.1 seconds, the signal is allowed through. If we're automatic and holding down the trigger, there will always be a signal here that'll just keep pulsing every whatever this time is. If it's not automatic and you hold the trigger, it'll just, the pulse will get through, and then no other signal will pass until you let go and press again. Because again, this is a pulse on input on signal manipulator. So that's how this works. If that didn't make sense, I have a tutorial on how to add a cooldown, which goes into more in depth on it, but this isn't that hard to understand. I mean, if you just look at it, it's not super simple though. But anyway, yeah, so that's how being automatic or semi-automatic is handled. Okay, so the shoot signal is continuing through. Shoot. What happens in shoot? Literally all it is -1 to the ammo and clip. We input the value -1 to change ammo in clip. And again, what does that do? Change ammo in clip. The value -1 gets passed into here, and it's continuous. So every frame that this value is being sent, it will subtract 1. It will add -1. Now, because we have it set up this way, it'll always be a pulse. Automatic or semi-automatic, it will always be a pulse. So it'll only activate for 1 frame, so it'll always subtract just 1 bullet. I could have set it up in a way where, so like maybe, I mean, honestly, just to be sure, I should probably do this. Which is this. In fact, but like, just to make sure it's a pulse. But it's always gonna be a pulse. So we don't have to do that. But if you're skeptical, you could definitely add like a check there, so that more than 1 bullet isn't subtracted. But anyway, this works. Okay, and the signal continues through. So the bullet is subtracted, the signal continues through. To shoot. So this is where you would fire the actual bullet. I didn't do that here because that's not what this tutorial's about. For me, I just activated a tag called gunshot, and that activates the sound here. Again, you would somehow emit a bullet where you're aiming. You would do whatever you want using this output. Now for reloading. Now for the reload logic. 2 chips. It's just 2 chips. First, well, okay, so we press square, which is the reload button, and the signal goes through this chip, which checks if the clip is not full and there's ammo in the reserves. So the idea is if the clip is full, you cannot reload because there's nothing to reload. The clip is full. You have 30 out of 30. And it checks if there's ammo in the reserves. If there's 0 ammo in the reserves, you can't reload because there's no ammo. Let's say you have infinite reserves. You don't need this. You don't need that. You just get rid of that check. It should be pretty easy to do infinite reserves if you want. Anyway, yeah, so it checks if your clip needs reloading, and it checks if you have ammo. And if those 2 things are true, the signal passes along to the reload logic. I made this as neat as possible, but we have it split up into 2 separate chips. This is probably the hardest part to figure out on your own. At first, at least. So when you're reloading, there are 2 situations. 1, you have enough ammo in the reserves to fully reload your clip. The second is you do not have enough ammo in the reserves to fully reload the clip, and each situation requires different logic. So we check, do you have enough ammo in the reserves for a full reload? And how do we check that? Ammo in reserves is greater than or equal to clip size minus ammo in clip. Okay, so let's break that down. Clip size minus ammo in clip. If the clip size, so let's say you have 10 bullets in your clip, and let's say the clip size is 30. and you have 10 bullets in your clip. That means you need 20 more bullets. You need 20 bullets. Great. So the number 20 is going through here. Ammo in reserves. That's how many bullets you have to shove in your clip, right? If the ammo in reserves is not less than 20, if it's not less than 20, what happens? Full reload, right? So it's greater than or equal to 20. You have enough ammo. If you have enough ammo, it's a full reload. If you do not have enough ammo, it's a partial reload. Let's go over that. I think the full reload is just easier. It's just easier. So full reload. They're both actually pretty easy, but you know. So full reload. What is happening in a full reload? You subtract as many bullets as you need from the reserve, and you fill the clip to max. So this is filling the clip to max, 9,999,999, because we can do that because we have cleverly put a max to the variable. So it doesn't matter how much you try to fill it, it will not go over the maximum clip size, which is why we did this. And then what are you subtracting from the reserves? You're subtracting the clip size, which is 30, minus 10, the ammo and clip. Obviously, it's not only 10. It could be anything, but, you know. So 20 times -1, because it needs to subtract, and then we're inputting that into change ammo and reserves. And this is being pulsed, by the way. I'll show you. It's being pulsed. I'll show you later. But these two things are being pulsed because we don't want it to activate more than once. Because remember, this was continuously changing. Okay, so that is a full reload. We subtract the bullets that we needed from the reserves, and we maxed out the ammo and clip. What about a partial reload? In the partial reload, we the opposite of max, we min the ammo and reserves, negative 9,999,999. And then what about the ammo and clip? We just put whatever's in the reserve in the ammo and the clip because we know it's not enough, right? It's not enough. So whatever was in the reserves, we put it in the clip. So that's a partial reload. And the only thing left is, what about reload time, right? So this is where the signal goes. Our reload signal goes into this timer. It plays this timer. What is this timer? It's the reload speed. So it plays the timer, which is the reload speed, and once the reload speed timer is done, it pulses either whichever chip is on. It sends a pulse to these signal transmitters to do the reloading, right? And it's only doing one of them because the other chip is off. And then it also resets the timer. So you see this. What else resets the timer? Swapping weapons. So if you swap a weapon, the timer resets without finishing, right? So the reload just cancels. And you can put whatever you want in this reset, and it'll cancel the reload. So maybe sprinting will cancel the reload. Probably should. That's not balanced. No, I'm kidding. You can do whatever you want, but maybe sprinting cancels the reload. You would just input it into this reset. And then this timer also gets output here. Actually, sorry. The timer progress gets output here. I figured it would be more useful than just the timer finished signal. So the timer progress gets output here, and I don't actually use that. I just use whether it's greater than 0, so whether it's like reloading or not reloading. But you could use this as like a bar. And that's it, guys. That's how the logic works. So let me turn my camera off and demo it just one more time. Again, I mean, hopefully this is obvious, but this tutorial was not how to like do damage and stuff. This was just the ammo system and the gun swapping system. And you can see it works. You might have noticed that I'm subtracting the ammo from the clip or the reserves and adding to the clip at the exact same time. It happened to work that way. You would think maybe you had to do one then the other, but no, you could just do it at the exact same time and it works. Notice how the numbers change at the exact same time. So it makes sense that works, but if it didn't work, I'd have to do it a different way. But I guess the last thing is, like, if you want me to expand upon this, the most natural way to expand upon this demo would be to have weapons you could pick up. So let's say you have 10 different weapons and you can only hold 2 at the same time. And when you pick up a weapon, it replaces your current weapon. Let me know. I plan on doing that tutorial anyway, but if you let me know, it'll make me more motivated to do it. So yeah. But that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope this video helped. I hope you enjoyed it. This is one of my more complicated ones, actually. So let me know if you have any questions, and if they're a little too lengthy for YouTube, I have an amazing Discord community, channel community, you know, where you can ask for help for dreams, talk about anything. Highly recommend joining it. And I also stream dreams on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So that's a cool place to just watch me build stuff, and you can ask any questions you want. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I just wanna be with you. I just wanna be with you. Yeah. I just wanna be